Okay, as Smita was mentioning, there is going to be a speech imminently by the Indian leader Narendra Modi in the Knesset. These are live pictures from the Knesset where the Indian Prime Minister is about to become the first Indian leader to address the Israeli Parliament in West Jerusalem. Also joining us now from the Indian capital is Swaran Singh. He's a professor of international relations at the Jawaharlal Nehru University. Thanks for being with us. So how significant is this visit in the context of India-Israel relations?
I think it's important for both sides, and repeatedly we are hearing Prime Minister Netanyahu talking about tightening alliance with the partners like India, calling India a gigantic power, calling Prime Minister Modi his friend and all. So complementarity is very clearly visible, particularly in certain sectors like internal security, external defense, on issues of terrorism, several other sectors from drip irrigation to AI and critical technologies, etc. I think Israel finds India a very interesting partner for scaling some of its new innovations, and India finds Israel source not only for defense technologies but also best practices and technologies across several other sectors. And of course, bonhomie between two leaders is clearly visible repeatedly whenever they have met, and you can notice the kind of enthusiasm right now in Israeli parliament as Prime Minister begins to speak. So there is enormous complementarity, but I wouldn't rule out that in any relationship there is never 100% agreement on everything. There are definitely issues where they are divergent in their visions, and they may be often silent on those issues.
Sorry, Swaran, to interrupt you there. I just wanted to ask, how does this visit fit into India's broader Middle East policy, especially the balancing act of managing its relationships between Israel and the Arab states?
India has constantly tried to ensure balancing between various actors in the Middle East. In fact, India also has a distinction of almost every nation, for example, Israel and Iran, of course, Saudi Arabia and UAE and Egypt, all are willing to and capable and comfortable in engaging India. But this is also true that in last about 2 decades, India has really expanded its partnerships and proximity with Israel. And in that sense, in relative terms, maybe it could be seen that India's relationship with some other nations, for example, Iran, could seem to be not, so much emphasized as India's relationship with Israel is concerned. So fundamentally, balancing act in the sense of India hosted, for example, Arab League foreign ministers meeting last year, clearly outlined India believes in two-state solution, a viable sovereign Palestine. And only this week in United Nations, India voted in a resolution which clearly criticizes Israel's activities in West Bank, for example. So there has been effort to balance, but I do understand that India's relation with Israel is much stronger today than it used to be. And therefore, it seems that balance is clearly tilting in Israel, in the side of Israel in this case.
Swaran Singh, Professor of International Relations at the Jawaharlal Nehru University. Thank you so much for your time. Syria's government